All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Belvedere City Council Committee of the Whole meeting of February 23rd, 2026. If the clerk will help me with a roll call, please.
Albertini?
Here.
Brereton?
Here.
Fleury?
Here.
Frank?
Here.
Gramkowski?
Here.
Hoynes?
Here.
McGee?
Here.
Montalbano?
Here.
Peterson?
Here.
Stevens?
Here.
10 present.
Thank you. I don't believe we have anybody registered for public comment. We have no public forum this evening. Flip the page. Page 2, reports of officers, boards, and special committees. Public safety unfinished business, we have none. Item 2, public safety new business. Item A, police department update. Chief Woody, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor. Thank you. Since last month, officers Austin Smaha and Ethan Shook have progressed to step 5 of the FTO program, which means that they are no longer riding with a field training officer and they're on their own, and they've been assigned to a shift. The benefit of that is they actually count as shift coverage, which is definitely nice when we've been down so long that we're able to get some additional officers on shift to assist with shift coverage and vacations. So, officers Raymond, Jancic, and Sanders are in different phases of the FTO program still. Officers Admonson, Sampson, and Drop are currently at Sauk Valley and Dixon attending the Basic Police Academy. We got a portion of a background done on a lateral applicant who then, when faced with that, voluntarily withdrew from the application process. So we no longer have him to consider. Since my last report, we have conducted 4 entry-level interviews, 3 of which you made the eligibility list. That gives us an entry-level eligibility list of 8 candidates. And currently, we still have 1 opening to fill. We have 2 spots confirmed for Police Training Institute, but we're under the clock in terms of needing to provide them with names. So we're working diligently to get that information for them so we can keep those spots. That concludes my report for this evening, and I'll answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Chief Woody? Feel free to ask. All right. Thank you, Chief. Item B in your packet was a memo dated 2/23 of 2026 from Chief Woody regarding license agreements between the City of Belvedere and Franklin Display Group Incorporated. Chief?
Thank you again, Mayor. The memo itself is pretty self-explanatory. However, attached in your packet is a license agreement between the City of Belvedere and Franklin Display Group. The SWAT team is requesting to test at their facility at 910 East Lincoln Avenue, and Franklin Display Group is requiring that this licensing agreement be agreed to prior to allowing us to do that training. So I would request a motion to approve the mayor to sign the license agreement between the City of Belvedere and Franklin Display Group, Inc.
All right, if I could have that motion. Motion by Alderman Peterson, second by Alderman Stevens. Thank you both. Any questions, any comments regarding that motion? Feel free, the floor is open. Alderman Peterson?
Thanks, Mayor. Chief, is that just for the month of March, or is this going to be on an occasional basis?
As of right now, it's just for the month of March, but with this would provide them with the opportunity later on, if it's available, to train on a later date as well.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there are any opposed or any abstentions? All right, motion passed, thank you. Thank you, Chief. Item C, Fire Department update. Chief Shadle, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor. Thank you. In the past 30 days, the fire department has responded to 282 calls for service, 9.4 a day. 204 of those were EMS responses, which is 72.3% of the calls, and of those, 179 ambulance transports. Of those transports, 38% went to the hospital here in town, 36% to St. Anthony's, 13 to Mercy, and 12 to UW Rockford. Of the major calls, we had 3 fires, a commercial vehicle fire and an outdoor dumpster fire, 3 gas leaks, 2 carbon monoxide releases, 2 power lines down. We did an elevator rescue. We shored up a house where there was a car into a house and we had to provide shoring to stabilize that. We had 9 vehicle collisions with injuries. And of the more serious medical calls, 1 cardiac arrest, 3 strokes, 3 overdoses, 4 seizures, 17 breathing problems, 10 chest pain, 5 unconscious persons, and 4 hemorrhage lacerations. So other than the calls, there's an update. Our admin assistant resigned. It was kind of unexpected, but on the good side of it, there has been a great response with resumes. So that completes my report. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief Shadle, Alderman Peterson?
I do, thanks, Mayor. Chief, what were the nature of the overdoses then, if you can?
To get that detailed information, I'd have to pull up the actual report and read that.
Oh, I got you. So it might be prescriptive stuff, or it might be illicit or narcotics, or who knows?
It could be. It could have been accidental. It could have been intentional. It could have been, obviously what we think of. It could have been a true overdose that we think of, like a fentanyl or something like that. But it could have been as simple as someone mistaking extra medicine. So overdose poisoning, that would all fall into that category. But to find out the exact nature, I would have to open those reports and do that.
I don't ask that. Okay, thanks, Chief.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Any questions for Chief Shadle on his update? All righty, moving on. Item 2D in your packet is a memo from Chief Shadle dated 2/23 of 2026 regarding coating of the concrete at our Station 2 apparatus bay, Chief.
Thank you, Your Honor. As you guys all know, we had the floor drains redone at Station 2. They're trough drains, and that involved cutting the concrete around them and then reinstalling those drains. Also, with the floor being original, we're going to be able to get it back to resurfaced and smooth, no elevation changes or anything like that. So we put out a request for proposal. We got two bids back. One was from TSR, and the other one was from AA Concrete. And I am going to request to go with the higher bid. The one bid is $34,390. The other bid is $29,969. The major reason for that is I requested them to let me know how many working days it would be to complete the project. TSR, able to handle commercial-sized projects like this, they have a 2-day turnaround, whereas AA Concrete has a 10-day turnaround. And so since everything will be outside of the stations, including the apparatus, while this is getting done, the shorter time frame is better. And also it gave me more confidence in TSR that they were in fact able to do a job like that in 2 days compared to a company that would take that essentially 5 times longer to do the same job.
Okay.
So the motion I'm recommending, motion to award the contract for the Station 2 apparatus bay floor refinishing project to TSR Concrete Coatings in the amount of $34,390 with the funds to be paid for from the capital fund.
All right, if I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman Stevens, second by Alderman Albertini. Thank you both. Any questions, any comments regarding the motion on the floor? Alderman Montalbano?
Thank you, sir. Chief, are you going to be able to drive on it in 2 days, or is it just going to be done in 2 days?
So it'll be done in 2 days, and then the cure time, which I believe the cure time is 48 hours.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Stevens?
Well, I can see why he wants to go with TSR, because, the other one, the station to be messed up for 2 weeks. And we're talking down to 2 days, so it's worth the extra.
I think when the chief had approached me on this, my thought was, the longer you run it out, 10 days, the chances are you might have moisture, rain, or what have you, and then you're going to extend that period of time that it already appears to be 8 days more. And so to me, I would think that we would want to get this done as quickly as we can, but if there's any other questions from the council or comments, Alderman Peterson.
Mayor, I just was gonna comment on the time of year that it's being done to. I mean, even March can provide some really cold, some really, really bad weather. You don't want equipment even sitting outside for a couple days. So I don't imagine you're gonna do this right away, or?
No, I mean, I'd like to have it done before the fiscal year ends, but you're exactly right, and Mayor, with having it, it's easier to pick out 2 good days rather than, 10 good days, and so hopefully we're able to find that where it's decent, we don't have to leave the apparatus running, it's above freezing the whole time, things like that.
Okay. Any other questions regarding the motion on the floor? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion on the floor to award the contract for the Station 2 Apparatus Bay Floor Refinishing Project to TSR Concrete Coatings in the amount of $34,390 with funds to be paid from the capital fund, please signify by saying aye.
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 And if there's any noes? And any abstentions? Motion passed, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Right, in your packet, item 2E is a letter from Amy Nord, Executive Director of the Belvedere Area Chamber of Commerce, dated January 26, 2026. It reads, to whom it may concern, I'm writing to request a temporary street closure for the Buchanan Street markets on May 29th, June 19th, and July 31st from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. The closures are needed to ensure pedestrian safety during these events, which aim to boost foot traffic in downtown businesses and provide entertainment for the Belvedere community. We request that Buchanan Street be closed from State Street to Main Street, as well as Whitney Boulevard from West Municipal Parking Lot entrance to the lot west of Buchanan Street Pub between the hours of 4 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. on event days. We would also like to request large trash receptacles at several locations along the path, marked with the green squares on the map that you have. Thank you for your consideration. Please let us know if you need any further information. We have done this before, and if I could get a motion for discussion's sake, please. Motion by Alderman Fleury, second by Alderman Stevens. Thank you both. Any questions regarding that? I guess the motion would be to first request a temporary street closure for Buchanan Street markets on May 29th, June 19th, and July 31st, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. That would be a motion and a second. Okay. All right, let's do these individually, and if there's any questions regarding that motion, feel free. The floor is open. Okay, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there are any opposed? All right, and then also they request that Buchanan Street be closed from State Street to Main Street, as well as Whitney Boulevard from the West Municipal Parking Lot entrance to the lot west of Buchanan Street Pub between the hours of 4 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. on event days. If I could have that motion as a motion, please. Motion by Alderman Peterson, second by Alderman Montalbano. Any questions regarding that motion? Floor is open. Please feel free to ask. All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed, Motion passed, thank you. And also a motion to request large trash receptacles at several locations along the path marked with green squares on the map. If I could have that as a motion. Motion by Alderman Peterson, second by Alderman Hoynes. Thank you both. Any questions regarding that motion, which they do omnibus together, what we have them one at a time? Feel free to ask. All right. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there are any opposed? Okay, those motions pass, thank you. And then item G, we have on the agenda, Belvedere Area Hometown Chamber of Commerce street closure request for Hometown Christmas. I will read this, to whom it may concern. I am writing, this is again from Amy Nord, Executive Director of the Belvedere Area Chamber of Commerce. To whom it may concern, I am writing to request a temporary street closure for the downtown business trick-or-treat event on Wednesday, October 28th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Last year's event was a huge success, attracting nearly 7,000 visitors to the downtown area. The purpose is to increase foot traffic for local businesses while offering a fun experience for Belvedere residents. If I could have a motion to that effect. Motion by Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Stevens. If there's any questions on that motion, feel free to ask. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion passed, thank you. And then as well, they I would ask for a motion to request the closure of State Street from Lincoln Avenue to First Street, as well as Logan Avenue between State Street and Main Street on October 28th, 2026, from the hours of 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. If I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman Peterson and a second by Alderman Hoynes. Any questions, any comments regarding that motion? Feel free to comment. All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed? Motion passed, thank you. And as well, the request with the replacement of large trash receptacles at the 6 locations along the route marked with green squares on the attached map. If I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman Hoynes, second by Alderman McGee. Thank you both. Any questions? Any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed, motion passed. Thank you. And in your packet, item G, Belvedere Area Chamber of Commerce street closure request for Hometown Christmas. Again, from Executive Director Amy Nord with the Belvedere Area Chamber of Commerce. A letter dated January 26, 2026, to whom it may concern. I'm requesting a temporary street closure for the annual Hometown Christmas event on Friday, December 4th, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. This event is always a community favorite, attracting nearly 12,000 visitors to our downtown area. Its purpose, again, is to drive traffic to our local businesses while providing a festive experience for our residents. If I could have a motion regarding the request for temporary street closure for that event. Motion by Alderman Stevens, second by Alderman Montalbano. Thank you both. Any questions, any comments regarding the Hometown Christmas Parade? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion on the floor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there are any opposed? Motion passed. And also, there's a request that goes with this for the closure of State Street from Lincoln Avenue to First Street, Logan Avenue from State Street to Main Street, and First Street from State Street to Garfield Avenue, as on the attached map. for December 4th, 2026, from 3 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. If I could have a motion to that effect, please. Motion by Alderman Peterson, second by Alderman Stevens. Thank you both. Any questions, any comments regarding that motion? Feel free to ask. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed? Motion passed. And then as well, if I could have a motion for the placement of the large trash receptacles at 10 locations along the event route, marked with green squares on the map that you have in front of you. Motion to that effect. Motion by Alderman Stevens, second by Alderman Hoynes. Thank you both. Any questions regarding that? Any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there's any opposed? Motion passed. Thank you. Moving on, item 3, unfinished business, finance and personnel, unfinished business, we have none. Item 4, finance and personnel, new business. Item A, finance department update. Finance Director Turnipseed, good evening.
Good evening. Before you tonight, I put on the council's desk the fiscal year 2026 third quarter snapshot. On the snapshot, the third quarter tax revenue comparables, we compare it to fiscal year 24 and 25 third quarters, and fiscal year 26 seems to remain strong and stay steady with the previous years. In regards to ambulance revenue and expenses, ambulance services are currently running at a $460,000 operating deficit, which is much lower than we had budgeted for. We'll see how that continues. General fund, at the close of the third quarter, the general fund is tracking exactly as planned. Expenses stand at $19,603,928, which is at 78% of the amount budgeted, and the revenues are performing well, totaling $24,326,239, which is 96% of the amount budgeted.
Okay.
That concludes my update. I'll entertain any questions.
Okay, any questions for Mrs. Turnipseed? Feel free to ask. I know she'll be able to answer them. All right, hearing none, thank you for that. Item 5, other unfinished business. We have none this evening. Item 6, other new business. Item A, handicap parking located at 1414 North State Street. In your packet is a letter from City Attorney Drella dated 2/6/26 regarding handicap parking at 1414 North State Street. City Attorney?
The memo is fairly self-explanatory. The actual improvements that are being contemplated make the parking actually better than it has been for the last few decades with chiropractic working there. So we were looking for a motion to approve an ordinance establishing 2 handicap parking spaces on the north side of Garden Drive in front of 1414 North State Street, and I did include a draft ordinance in your packets for consideration.
All right, if I could have a motion to that effect. Motion by Alderman McGee, thank you, and a second by Alderman Stevens, thank you both. Any questions regarding that property and the parking spaces, the handicap parking spaces? Floor is open. All right, hearing none, all those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And if there are any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passed, thank you. That is all we have on the agenda this evening. Of course, this will come back to you in ordinance form. If I could have a motion to adjourn, please. Motion by Alderman Albertini, second by Alderman Peterson. All those in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody want to stay? Don't hear any. For the record, we adjourned at 6:25 PM. Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your evening.